particularly how the e-governance today is transforming the Indian administration as well as the Indian economy. As you all know that Indian economy is very fastly moving and even booming, and we are reaching new heights in the uh, world politics. So this are all happening in the globalized era, mainly because of I personally believe that the changes which happened after 1990s, particularly the start of the era of the LPG. So that when in 1990s it started the LPG, today in 2025 we are coming to the such a situations that every work we no need to depend on the human beings, or it may be on other people. What I'm trying to say is that today we are reached to the era where the technology can take over the works of the human beings. Particularly today, we are as we are witnessing the AI, artificial intelligence. So you can tomorrow the situation may arise in such a way that even in the classrooms, teachers may not require. If you have the robot, or it may be if you use the AI technology, where the AI technology can work as a teachers and it may deliver a beautiful lecture. So that is also a possibility is there, and it is happening. And even during the time of a corona, we're all learn the use of a technology and understand the importance of the technology during the period of the corona. Many and many of the online lectures, seminars, and so many activities we conducted during the time of the corona, which made us to depend on the technology. Today, we are in a situation in such a way that without technology, our work is becoming very, very difficult. That means earlier, entirely we were in a traditional mode, but today we are shifted our thoughts and all our activities and all our it may be a lecture, or it may be any of the work, everything now we shifted towards
ಸರ್
uh,
ಹೊಸ್ದಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿರೋರ ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್
so we are shifted to the technology today. It's a technological world, and technology is moving very fast. Accordingly, we are also the our country. We are also adapted the technology depending upon the where our workplace and what kind of the work we are doing. So accordingly, we are also adjusted, and we are learned and moving forward. We can say that. So in that context, today I'm just trying to explain the e-governance in India, how the e-governance is transforming our governance through digital. I mean, that's my topic and the title. So almost by the now and all, you all aware of what is e-governance and how the e-governance works. Everything you know that I'm not going to background of e-governance and all the things. To try to explain what the importance, what are the things we have. That means with support and help we can get it from the e-governance. So basically, e-governance is nothing but it works with ICT, that is the information technology, information communication and technology. So with the support of the internet, and today you are witnessing many apps, and even because of this technology, there are every day there are so many scams also taking place. In one side, we says that technology is very helpful for the development of the nation, development of the personality. For everything, technology is very important. One side we say that. Similarly, in another phase, we can when you witness is there is a very dark side of the technology. We can see that it is very difficult, and everywhere the dark net, or it may be the scammers, or it may be the cyber threats is all happening. Many of them are losing the money, and lot of the cyber that means ERS and all those things is happening. Many of them are losing their money. Lot of things is happening. So as fast we are developing the technology and we are adjusting with the technology, is also very important to control the technology is also. So whatever it may be, let's see the good side of the technology that is started with the information communication technology by using the internet. So the government agencies provide information services to the citizens, basically, as you all know that. So e-governance today, I'm talking about the government part. There are so many other apps and agencies where there were the private agencies. They are also partnering with the government and providing a lot of support to our works and all. So in that way, uh, services to the citizens, or it may be business like a private coordination, or with the support of the private agencies or the private organization, employees, and other arms of the government. Like for example, if you take example today, filing income tax returns, the government department itself has a income tax portal where in earlier stages we need to go to the income tax department, we need to fill the income tax return in a traditional form. But it is not like that. It may be passport verification or passport applications, or you take an example in your schools and colleges, only where today, particularly in colleges, the student application also is becomes a online, that is through UUCMS. So through UCMS, the student will file online applications, and that will be verified in the colleges, and admissions also in the online, and the payment is also online. So everything is now, it is in our fingertips. There's nothing like that. We need to stand in a long queue and wait for our turn, and that means go with our application and all the fill the formalities and all. Now it is not like wherever you are. Only thing which is required for you is that your internet, good internet support. If you have a very good internet support and all the informations in your fingertips, wherever you are, you can file your applications for appointment, or it may be income tax, or it may be for passport, or it may be any online caste or the income certificate, whatever you want. The government is providing a lot of services. All the services we can apply, or we can get all the certificates by sitting in our own places. So that is possible. That's only because when we adopted and accepted and started working with the e-governance. So another very important, the difference is also we need to understand what is e-government and what is e-governance. See, the online services delivered from the government platforms are all considered as what? Government, e-government. Like paying an electric bill, like a BESCOM, or it may be CHESCOM, or whatever, the electric bill, or as just now I told you that USMS, almost all the government platforms. Okay, all the government apps or platforms are providing the delivery services, the services that we call it as e-government. Then coming to the what is e-governance, the platforms where the people can participate and give their opinions, and also create their own views, like my government platform, or it may be any other discussions. If you want to make that, all those possible in the e-governance, that means we can give a suggestion. And just actually, even I was reading today's newspaper, in that where our Prime Minister Modi ji has asked for the people's opinion, ask for the people opinion to address, that means to take consideration of all the opinions of the people to prepare the Independence Day address. That means this time what Professor Modi, Prime Minister Modi is asking is that what exactly people wants us to, that means required or wanted in this Independence Day and throughout the year. All those things he wanted to consider and he wanted to deliver in his address. So for that, the government prime minister portal of that means portal is also is there, and Namo portal also is there, where we can that means come out with our own ideas and what exactly we wanted. All those things we can that means we can pose a questions to our suggestion. We can give to the Prime Minister Modi ji, or it may be to the government, where the government will consider, or they may consider, may not consider, whatever, but that will be taken care by the government. So governance is nothing but where we can directly participate, in a policy making. Will it may be on the budget issues, or it may be any other governmental issues, or it may be that means census. Okay, that what at present in Karnataka, the Nagmohan Das that means committee is preparing a census on the scheduled caste, their inner reservations. So what they're preparing for that, giving a suggestions, or asking the some request, whatever, all those things is possible when it comes to the point of the platform of a e-governance. So move on towards the second point, that is the objective of the e-governance. Why the government is also accepted, and very fastly we are also adopted the to e-governance from the traditional system of administration. That's only because of the three major things, that is the transparency, accountability, and efficiency. It not mean that in earlier days in the traditional system, the transparency, accountability and efficiency is not there, but it was there, but it was not, it was to the minimum extent. Okay, not it is not visible. But when it comes to the point of e-governance, so where in the e-governance, whatever the work we are doing, it is completely transparent. So again, suppose if I apply for the any of the job through using the UGC, that means to university, where university portals are there, or it may be the UGC portal are there. So in the UGC Chayan portal, once if you fill all your data or whatever the informations are there, it will be in your login ID, and whichever the university calls, within a fraction of second you can apply in the university UGC portal. So the data will make you to not only apply for that particular post, apart from that you can track the status of your application. Suppose if you are applying for the Central University of Karnataka, or it may be Rajasthan Central University, or it may be Hyderabad Central University, through Chayan portal, UGC Chayan portal, where you can also track the status of your applications. That is nothing but because of the transparency process which is adopted by the government of India. So here ICT makes information more accessible and transparent. Not only that, accountability also. So when you track your applications, if you believe that there is something gone wrong, or you're not able to get a justice, immediately you will come to know why, what is the reasons and what went wrong. All those things you can able to know it. So with that, you can go for the that means corrections, or you can also make who is responsible for handling that applications or whatever it be, they are accountable. So you can make them accountable and rectify your rectify whatever the mistakes or whatever the corrections, whatever the things is happen. So that means the correction is also possible. And another very important thing is that whoever is in charge of your process, they are accountable, and it is becomes very clear. So it works in such a way that your application, or it may be file, will go to one particular person. So that person has to log in, and the login will be, he will have his own login ID and all those things. So in his login, it's visible. It means that easily you can track the applications or whatever the issues are there, when that particular person is processed it, and whom he sent, and later what happened, everything you can check online, and you can make them an accountable. So accountability also becomes a serious issue, and With that, what happened? The government workers also started their work sincerely and honestly because it is a visible one. So nobody escape from that from their work because of this e-governance process or the system. Because whoever is processed it, it becomes very clear and visible, and we can track them. So accountability, it becomes very that means one of the essential of the e-governance. So apart from the efficiency also, automation reduces the time and a paper. So efficiency, quick work, paperless work, and a simple process is brought into the e-governance process or the system, which made efficiently and quickly the worker can complete his work or whatever it may be. So it is something like a fast track. And another important thing is that you can't keep the file with you for a longer duration. There is a time frame is also is there. If I take an example of in Karnataka, there is a scheme of a Sakala. Okay. The Sakala, which fixes the time frame for each and every process. Time frame for each and every the case worker, person to person. Whoever the file is moving from one person to another person, so every person have a time frame. He can't keep your file for a longer durations, like what happens in the earlier days in our traditional system. You used to keep that files for a longer durations, expecting something money or something, some corrupt practices. But now it is not like that. At any cost, he is interested or not interested, whatever, something he has to make a remarks, and he has to process it, and he has to send to the higher official. Okay, so that is also one of the a good thing of the e-governance. That is also now, I believe, personally, I believe that it is bringing a kind of a efficiency among our workers. Okay, so this is some of the objectives. Move on to the further participatory governance, cost effectiveness, and inclusivity. So another three major objectives of the e-governance is a participatory governance, where citizen can give a feedback, ideas, or vote in policy decisions through online. So today, almost in all the government run delivery system, or it may be an app, where immediately you will get a feedback. Like for example, after our semester ends, the students will give a feedback on our day-to-day lecture, or our behavior, or our conducting internal test, or it may be IMRs, or whatever it may be. For all those things, students also gives a feedback on us. Similarly, whatever the government, like for example, if you take the guarantee schemes of the Siddaramaiah government, so the government is also collecting the feedback on the 5 guarantee schemes. For what? To understand the mood of the citizens, and to understand and analyze where they are getting a success, where they are failing. So that will help the government to frame the policies. So it is a good thing is that if the government considers taking the feedback, that will benefit for the government itself to frame a good policies which are more beneficial to the people. So in that way, the government allowing the people to participate in its governance. So for example, my government portal allows the citizens to suggest the names for the government schemes, like Anna Dhyana, that means Anna Bhagya schemes, or it may be health facilities. So like there are so many schemes out there for all those things. Wherever we feel that it needs to be changed, or it need to be addressed at any point of the issue, that we can give a suggestions in our feedback. Very importantly, when we started the e-governance, we understood that this is very, very cost effectiveness. One time, we can say that it's a one-time investment, but later stages, we not get so much of cost. It means that it reduces the cost burdens. So naturally, which saves the expenditures on the middleman and reduces the corruptions. You take an example of the USMS work only. Now everything, internal assessment and everything, admissions, applications, everything is online. With that, earlier we used to print the application and other prospects and all those things. For prospects and applications, the printing cost and the paper, everything will be charged. But now it is not like that. Once if you design and online, if you provide to the students, they will go through it and they will fill the applications. So, which reducing our paper and also the money. Not only that, interestingly, this e-governance is reducing the corruptions also and avoiding the middleman. Why? Because there is no scope for the middleman when it comes to the point of the e-governance. So, like for example, DBT. So DBT eliminates need for the physical delivery of the subsidies. So crores and crores of people are benefiting because of this DBT system, where the money is transferred directly account to account. So for any schemes, if you are applying for the any schemes, if it may be a scholarship or it may be anything, that amount will come directly to your account. Nothing like that. It will come to the college where the caseworker will have some more money and you will get some other money. Nothing like that. Now it is transferred directly to your account. So there is no need for the physical delivery of the subsidies or any amount. So these are all making a very cost effective because of the e-governance. Inclusivity. The rural marginal community can access service digitally. Now, the gap between the rural and the urban is totally reduced. So today, every individual have the smartphone. So by using the smartphone, we can access any kind of the app or any kinds of the services. So everyone is included. We are not left out anybody. Everyone is with us. So we are taking each and every individual in the e-governance process. So common service centers in a village offers e-services locally. Suppose even in the village, the people are not aware of the that use of the apps or the applications. There are Gram Panchayati centers are there. The common service centers are there. They will help. They will support for applying for any schemes or a subsidy or any of the process. They will help out the people. With that, we are bringing each and every Indian citizens under the folder of the e-governance. So this is some of the important objectives of the e-governance. Move on towards the next one, the evolutions of the e-governance in India. How and when the e-governance was started. As earlier I told you that in 1990s is the era where the LPG was started, and luckily we had a very a great economist, Dr. Manmohan Singh, and the former Prime Minister. He had a greater vision for the LPG, and immediately he accepted the need for the LPG, and he changed the Indian economy to align with the LPG system. And because of the reason, today we are in the greater process of the that means a greater or the faster process of the Indian economy. We are very fastly moving in the Indian economy. Now we are the almost challenging the American economy, or it may be the European economy in the GDP growth. So pre-1990s, basically the key development which happened is the focus on the office automation by the National Information Center Network. NIC Net is the one which started first for the e-governance process. And the later stages in the 1990 and the 2000, the computerization of the services was started, particularly in the railway reservation and the PAN card system. So earlier, rail reservation, it's possible only when we go to the railway stations. In the railway station, we need to fill the application. Then only they used to give a tickets or the reservation. Now it is not like that. The railway reservation is also come out with an app and the computerizations And the process is also started during the 1990s and the 2000, and even the PAN card. So from 2000 to 2000, a lot of changes has taken place in the computerizations, and that's is a totally the era of the computerizations, where the citizen-centric services delivery system was started, like a passport seva kendra, Mac 21 for the business. Lot of computerization which made the people come closer to the e-services and the e-governance. Post 2014, everything is integrated. Digital first governance was started. By the time of 2014, many of us, we are techno, say, becomes a techno savvy, and we are able to use the laptops and the computers and computer. That means almost becomes a simple. We learn the use of the computers. So then it becomes a digital first governance, like Digital India missions, Aadhaar, Beam app has all started post 2014 and till now. So move on towards the major e-governance initiatives in India. So in 2006, National e-governance plan was started by the central government, where the central government aimed to make its services available to citizens electronically. So e-governance, that means services are started. So through national e-governance plans, where they started more than 27 schemes under governance, which they brought under one folder or one umbrella, which called as MMTTCs. So 27 mission mode projects. Through this 27 mission mode projects, a lot of that means e-governance processes were introduced, and which made the people to become very close to the e-governance. So for example, e-courts project, digitalizing the case filing, causes list, and judgment. Today, if you take an example of courts also, court is also becomes e-savvy or e-courts, where the judgment is also delivered through online process, or it maybe you can file a case as it's also in online. Everything the court is completely become a digitalization. So banking system, so all those things is started with the 27 mission mode projects. Later on in 2015, Digital India program was started after the Modi has taken the reignership of the prime ministership. So Digital India programs are started, launched with the three vision areas, like a digital infrastructure, governance and services on demand, and digital empowerment of citizens. So where in the digital infrastructure, particularly the Aadhaar, BharatNet mobile access were provided to the almost all the people. So Aadhaar becomes a compulsory and mandatory for all the citizens of India for various purposes. For like suppose if you wanted a DBT, that means our Aadhaar was connected to almost all the schemes. So to particularly that connection for the Aadhaar, that means interlinking the Aadhaar with almost all the schemes. Why? Because only to avoid the people who are getting the double benefits or the misusing of the benefit. So Aadhaar, it becomes one of the best mode of that means that means Aadhaar is one of the best e-governance, we can say that, which provided services to the people and identity of the people. So mobile access, there is a mobile revolutions started in 2015 and earlier also, but it was not so easily accessible. The mobile internet or the mobile connection was not easily accessible. But later on, a greater revolution has taken place when the Geo was provided free connections to the Reliance. Particularly Reliance started providing a free connections to the people, internet free access and all those things, which made a greater changes in the digital world, we can say that, mobile access. Then move on to the next one is the governance and the services on the demand, seamless integration across the departments. So government started integrating, digitalizing almost all the government services and the department. And also they started the paperless services. So to encourage the digitalization of India. So for example, Umang app integrates 100 plus government services. One app, Umang, there's a one app which provides more than 100 government services, particularly the central government services and other things. So on demand, that means the people, whichever the services they want, they can go to the Umang app and they can use the services of the government. The digital empowerment of citizens, promoting the digital literacy and access, like Pradhana Mantri Gramina Digital Shikshaka Saksharata Abhiyana. So not only the government started providing a services and creating a digital infrastructure, apart from that, one of the best thing which is done by the government is that also they started creating a literacy or awareness to the people in such a way that they can able to use the digitalizations. They make use of the digitalization or the e-governances. So for that, the central government has started a Pradhana Mantri Gramina Digital Saksharata Abhiyana, where they started giving a kind of the awarenesses to the people how to fill the any of the schemes applications, or how to get the birth certificate or a PAN card, or it may be the Kata certificate or any other certification, all those things through online. So that awareness is also started by the government. So the next is the key projects in the e-governance are the DigiLocker. So today, as you all know, that all our students mascots are all stored in the DigiLockers. Today, the government has issued an order in such a way that no university should provide that means printed mascots to the students. There were a circular is also like that, but some of the universities is now also they are giving are providing the printed mascots. But what the government intention is that everything should be online through DigiLocker. So in the two DigiLocker, the students can able to access their mascots, their attendance, their IA marks, everything. Everything is stored online whenever, wherever they can able to log in and access their marks. And also the marks card or the marks which is fetched through DigiLocker are all authenticated and it is accepted by the any government offices or the services. So citizen can store, apart from that student viewpoint, for also for citizens, we can store our driving license, PAN card, passport, or it may be any other government services. So even emission check. Okay, so and driving related like RC book. So all those things we can store in a DigiLocker, and we can use that as a proof for any issues if it arises. That will be accepted by the government servants, DigiLockers. Then last alluded, Umang apply for the PAN card, or it may be pension, EPFO, or any bill via one particular app. There are more than 100 plus schemes are available in the Umang. Then also e-hospital for the health awareness. So we can today we can book the hospital appointments in a government hospital. So basically what happening, all those schemes at present, whatever we are seeing, that it's completely done from the private people. The private are very fast in these kind of the development of the e-governance and providing apps and all those things. But luckily, the government is also taken a greater initiative with the Digital India, and they're also providing the services to the people. Through e-hospital, we can also book our doctor's appointment, or we can get the medical reports, lab reports through online, like AIMS hospital and any other government hospital. And very interestingly, and very happy to say that in Karnataka, one of the best e-governance application which is developed, that is on a Bhumi. That's one of the greater project in Karnataka. So where we can view and download all our ownership, land ownership records. So sitting in our house, and yeah, our property is available in somewhere in North Karnataka or some other parts of the Karnataka. Immediately by using the Bhumi, that means the services, you can download the ownership of your records and also. And apart from that, today particularly in Bangalore, there is a land ownership, that is a e-Kata drive has started, where entire our land records were converted into digitalizations, and the Kata certificate, online Kata certificate will be provided to the owners, where we can safeguard with a GPS, with a GPS mapping. Also, they are doing it. So we can secure our land digitally, not only paper, digitally also we can secure our land. Whenever we want, we can pay the taxes, or we can renew, or whatever we want. Everything we want, all the that means important documents, it will be now under our fingertips. We can get all the informations like e-Kata also. Aadhaar, the universal biometric ID used for a banking, SIM card, rations, etc. That's what I just told you, that Aadhaar becomes an essential for almost all the Indians for the utilization of any of the schemes, because of the interlinking with all the schemes. This is the major government to citizen projects. This is the government to citizen projects. Similarly, there are government to business projects also is there, where we can go for the having our own business establishments, and come out with our own ideas and develop the business. Like every state is conducting the business summits. So why they conduct the business summit? Particularly to develop the financial, the strengthen the financial status of that particular state, or it may be the people. So provide a good business on a one, under one platform, under the one app. They will provide all the clearances for the business and business related issues. Like the one of the best, the big project government to business is the MAC 21, where the business registration company filling done online. So whatever the business purposes you require a registration or a clearance certificate, it may be a forest clearance certificate, land clearance certificate, whatever the clearance certificate is there, whatever the doubts and whatever the guidance, whatever the supports you need for the establishment of the business, everything will be provided in a one platform, that is MAC 21, that will help us and support us to develop our business. So similarly, government e-marketplace. So today, almost all the marketplaces to particularly to avoid the middlemen, because in the marketplaces, what happens, the middlemen are not able, middlemen are the one who are not allowing the farmers to sell directly their products to the people. So they are capturing the entire market, and they are controlling the market system. So today that we are able to eliminate the ghosts of the middleman because of the e-market system. So our market today, it becomes an e-market. Online, we can call for the bidding. Online, we can sell our products for our accepted cost, not someone has said cost. So whatever our willing cost is there, so if we think that this cost is good for me, I can sell my product. So this is becomes a greater benefit to our farmers who's come out with their any of their products. So e-market is one of the best thing for which is provided by the government for a business purposes. Similarly, government to government. So the services by the government, and like we can say that for the government, where the people are getting the benefits. Like for example, e-courts, e-offices. Today, even in our universities, or it may be in any of the government places, there is a system of a e-office management is there. What is e-office? The file movement. As earlier I told you, the file movement. The file will be created in the e-office. The movement is also made. through in the e-office only. The approval and everything will be taken place through e-office only. Not only that, for example, as you all know that your all degree faculties, your transfers also for transfer consultations or transfer processes also done through e-office. So e-office in the sense that online process, what I'm trying to say. That e-office is uh, the file creation, the file movement. So online for online also we are using. So completely that particular office, for example, higher education, Department of Higher Education becomes online. So this is helping a greater extent of the services to the people and all those things. Then the next is the government employees, government to employees. So the projects like a Sparrow, online appraisal for the IAS, IPS officials, like that is helping for the understand the work system and the work culture of the IAS, IPS officer, will giving appraisals to the officers. Similarly, HRMS. So our at present, as you all know, that our salaries we will get online. That means it will come to our account through HRMS system, where our payroll and leave applications and annual increment and everything, all those related to the money, everything will be created a kind of the services that is we call it as a HRMS. Through HRMS, we'll get all the financial benefit. It may be arrears, or it may be payroll, or it may be leave, or it may be a salary. So again, we can say that the financial things which is related to the workers will be made a digitalization or an online process. So that is government to employ. So move on towards advantages of the e-governance. So far, so many projects and so many things I told you about the e-governance. So what is the advantages? How we are going to get benefiting with this e-governance in the era of the globalization? The major thing is that once the e-governance started booming and accepted by all the people, greatly this e-governance reduced the system of the corruption. To the greater extent, I can say that the corruption is particularly in the government offices reduced. Why? Because of the online system. Okay, so bribery or corruption is reduced because everything is online. Online application for the driver license without agents, the middlemen, whoever they are, all are, we can say that, eliminated. So reduce the corruption. Not only that, e-governance, process of the e-governance becomes very fast delivering the services to the people. Like in earlier times, we used to wait for a longer duration, but now it is not like that. Everything is fixed, time bonded. So within that time bond, you need to complete the entire process. If not, as earlier I told, that accountability. So that particular person will be fined, or it may be he need to face a charges. He will be served notice for not completing the work. And he may also, on him, the government or the higher official may take actions, disciplinary actions. That is also possibilities. So because of the reason, today the services becomes efficient, faster services, delivery of the services. And another important advantage of the e-governance is the empowerment to the citizens. So here in the e-governance, the more power is vested in the hands of the citizens, not in the government. Whatever the services offered by the government, all the services which is demanded by the people must be provided to the citizens. So the people are empowered. So that is why we can say that RTI, particularly right to information, is again has become a revolution. Somewhere I don't know that to say this is good or bad. I don't know, right or wrong. RTI has becomes a greater weapon for the individuals, where they can get almost all the informations of the government, where the government is doing wrong, what kind of the scams is happening, and how it is happening, whatever the information, what everything they can able to get it. But unfortunately, the government reduced the power or the intensity of the RTI and brought almost all the important information as a confidential information. One example, if you see that in Karnataka, that today our Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also facing a heat, or he is in a hard seat because of the RTI, that is Muda scam. So one RTI person from the Mysore filed a case against the sitting Chief Minister of the state. Because of this RTI information, the present Chief Minister faced the ED inquiry, okay, and Lokayukta inquiry and all these things. Such a very powerful weapon, that is RTI. Unfortunately, our own politician reduced the power of the RTI, whatever it may be. But one thing I wanted to say, that the e-governance empowered our citizens. Similarly, there are with the RTI, there are another viewpoint is also many of the people are misuse this RTI information, will blackmailing to the some of the people with the informations. That is also that we can't say that no. There's also one side, another side of the RTI. The bridges urban and rural gap. So this e-governance reduce the gap between the rich and the poor, rural and urban, and educated and uneducated. There's nothing like that. Uneducated people cannot operate or cannot get a support from this e-governance. That's why if they doesn't know how to use this apps or file the application, there are people are there to support them, to help them with the Center for the Services in a Gram Panchayati and other places. Particularly, these services offer to get the Aadhaar or banking or insurance services like that. So reduces paperwork, digital records replace physical files. So physical files completely replaced with the digital records. Today, these digital records are so good, you can get 50 years old records within a fraction of seconds. And that is also without any kinds of the damages. And even you can store this very old data for a longer durations. But when it comes to the point of physical files, storing and maintaining and keeping physical files in a good condition, it is very, very difficult. So the e-governance is the best replacement for the physical. That means digital records is the best replacement for the physical files. So e-filling of the income tax, passports, or any other things. So after advantages, there are certain challenges also is there for the e-governance. So what are the major challenges? If you see that digital divide, many still lacks the access of internet or the smartphones. So whatever we say is that there are people are there to help our rural people or uneducated people or any other people. But unfortunately, some of the people are still not able to get the smartphones. They doesn't know how to use. And even if you have the smartphones, there is a problem for the internet. Okay. So if you're able to overcome this internet poor connectivity or the any other internet problems, or it will be the smart pro problems, the e-governance has become one of the best governance in India. Lose digital literacy. Some of the senior citizens or some of the elderly people, still they want a traditional system of the registrations or a traditional system of the whatever the schemes or the process are there. They wanted to go with the traditional system. They doesn't want to shift. from the tradition to the modern or a smart way. So that's only because of the low literacy, low awareness on the digitalizations. It's our responsibility to create a kind of the awareness to our elderly people in such a way that what is the benefit we can get with this digital literacy or the use of the smartphones or the online connection, online services or the delivery system. Another important challenge is the infrastructure issues. Still, we are not able to have that means we're not able to cater the infrastructures development for the to overcome the challenges of the e-governance, particularly in India, because of the fast development of the Indian population and the need of the Indian populations. The people demand is more, but the services which is providing to the people are very, very less compared to the populations. Why? Because we're not able to create the digital infrastructures. And greater threat for the e-governance is cybersecurity. Recently, a private company who are dealing with the cryptocurrencies were come under the cyber scam. More than 394 crores. I hope so. My number is right. More than 394 crores rupees was scammed in a fraction of seconds. Okay, that is because of the data breach or the hacking. Now, hacking, the digital arrest, as you all know, the digital arrest, that's one of the biggest scams. There is no such digital arrest, nothing is like that. But unfortunately, we are all becomes threats. We'll face all kinds of the threat from this cyber security. They are so smart and good that they will send us some link from the bank or something. If you open that link, all our money, all our informations. Again, one more example, interestingly, I wanted to say that we are all educated, we are all degree holders, we are lecturers. I doesn't know that how many of you are understood that whenever we purchase, it may be in the shops or anywhere, when they ask their mobile number, just for the sake of a discount, they say that we are going to give a discount, please provide a mobile number. Without thinking, we'll provide our mobile number. After that, we doesn't think of that what that number they will use it for. So all our scams calls, all the scam messages, spam messages, all comes from these numbers only. When we provide our mobile number to the medical shop, or it may be Reliance, or it may be any of the purchases places, they will sell our numbers to these scams. So such awareness we're not having, in the sense it becomes very difficult. We should be very, very careful with this cyber security. Otherwise, one day the cyber security will overcome the e-governance. The threat is very large. So we need to overcome this cyber crimes, cyber threats. That's only possible when we secure our e-governance. So resistance to change, there are some people that doesn't want to change. And data privacy is very difficult at present. I can say that another example, so in the social media, whatever we share, that will be, sometimes we'll get a good review, sometimes we'll get a bad review. I'm just saying, talking about the our Kannada actress Ramya, she shares something on the social platform, and there are a lot of messages will come against to her using the bad words and all those things. So in this, the social platform, it may be WhatsApp, or it may be Twitter, or it may be whatever it may be, exposed and whatever, all those things is for creating a awareness or exchange of the social thoughts. But these things we are using for the wrong purposes, particularly Instagram and other reels and all those things. So there is no way our privacies were able to maintain. So it's very important. So these are some of the challenges. Moving toward the legal framework, the government of India is also taking a lot of initiative to control and bring under the law. But unfortunately, still it is not happening. The IT Act 2000, legal validity of the digital records were and signatures were brought. RTI Act of 2005, DPDP Act of 2023, cyber security guidelines. Even though there are so many cyber security guidelines, so cyber security acts were introduced, but still there is a greater threat for our e-governance. Move towards the best practices from Indian states on e-governances. Karnataka, as now I told you that Bhumi is one of the best projects and the best practices where reduce the land disputes. What is the benefit? We can say that with this Bhumi project, the land disputes were reduced. So once you digitalize your ownership of the land, nobody can claim that that's yours because everything is authenticated before you digitalize your land records. So which reduce the, and even duplication also not possible. That reduce the land disputes. Kerala, Akshaya centers, rural access to the digital services. Gujarat, E-Grama Vishwakarama, so digital village panchayats. Andhra Pradesh, Me Seva, single window for citizen services. Maharashtra, Aple Sarkar, so online public grievances redressal. So these are the some of the best projects and practices which is introduced by the Indian state, particularly Karnataka, Kerala, Gujarat, Andhra, and Maharashtra. And other states also is there, but I'm taking only the few one. So what next we can do? The best possible things is create a list, digital awareness. As much as possible, we need to go for a campaign on digital awareness so that only we can reduce the cyber crime, cyber threats. That's possible only with the digital awareness. Infrastructure, a good infrastructure is required where our servers cannot be hacked. We should ensure that our servers cannot be hacked. Then only what happens, we can able to overcome our cyber threats. Public-private partnerships, collaboration is very much required with the private because of the private technology is excellent and they have their own that means protective measures and all those things. So if the government is aligned with the private people, we may able to face the cyber threat and all those things. Robust cyber security, encourage citizen participation. So we should make sure that citizen, as much as citizen can able to participate in the e-governance process. So apart from the regular monitoring and evaluation is also required. And lastly, the same thing, e-governance projects, particularly if you take example of Karnataka, this is the slide which is related to the Karnataka. In Karnataka, not only Bhumi, one of the best project, apart from that, we have a Kaveri, Mazani, E-Setu, Sahaya, Seva Sindhu, Kajane, HRMS, E-Janma, and Mobile One. These are the other e-governance projects which is introduced by the Karnataka for various purposes: land records, online registration of the property documents, survey and other related services, tracks the property records in rural services. So online public grievances. So like that, there are so many HRMS, human resource management system. So there are so many e-governance projects and the schemes were launched and introduced by the Karnataka. This is the Karnataka, related Karnataka. And lastly, the expenditure also very important to see that how much the government is spending and what we are doing. With the smart cities mission, the government, central government spent more than 164 crores of rupees, not 160, 1,64,364 crores of rupees spent for the smart city mission. Then later on BharatNet project, more than 1 lakh crores of rupees. Digital India, the greater that means for complete digitalization of Indian, almost all the projects, e-governance and all those things like a DigiLocker, Umang, then e-sign, for all those things, like somewhere around 20,000, 21,936 crores of rupees were spent by the union government in 24-25. So overall, we can say that more than 2 lakh crores of rupees were spent for this e-government project by the central government and various state governments. So by it is not a small amount, very, very, very big amount, 2 lakh crores of rupees, not a small. So we need to make use of this e-governance projects and get benefited as much as possible. As a teachers, what's our role? So it's our duty to bridge the theory and the practice, ensuring our students and the parents make sure that they will use this e-governance, or it may be the apps, so-called any of the apps, in a good purpose and in a real world format, not for the misuse, not for the any scam, not for the any other purposes. So that awareness creations plays with us. We teachers are the one who should create all such awareness. Still today, many of our students doesn't know what is DigiLocker and how to log in and how to fetch the documents. So the importance of the DigiLocker, that doesn't know that. So they maybe believe that once I've lost the password, what I need to do. So everything is one, it's in our fingertips in one or the other way. If you go on search it, you will get that. Only thing is that we need to create an awareness, the importance of the DigiLocker to save our mascots and all other informations. Promoting the digital citizenship. Then use for the case studies, for any of the understanding, to understand the process. We can take up this e-governance as a case studies. Make them more knowledgeable on the e-governances. So all the services. Finally, e-governance is not just about the technology. E-governance is not just about the technology. It's about defining the governance by making it more accessible, inclusive, transparent, and responsive. So with that only, we all can become a digital citizens. So government is spending so much money, and there are so many platforms are available. There are so many apps are available. That's now it's in our hand, use of those technology and get the better and better services.